This kid really knows how to stir things up, just not in a way Madridistas can swallow. That night at the Bernabeu, fans began to wonder, did this youngster even respect the Real Madrid players? And the funny part is, at least in that match, he had every reason not to. Lewis Skelly, or rather Lou Sky, on the night, wasn't just a footballer. He took the spotlight at the legendary Bernabeu and brought Real Madrid to their knees with chilling composure. After his goal, there was no wild celebration, no falling to the ground in tears like most players do when delivering a big moment. No, he simply walked away calmly, took a sip of water, then turned to the Real Madrid stands, still yearning for their glory days, raised his eyebrows, and let out a defiant shout as if to say, "Hey, we just won, why the long faces?" At just 18 years old, with fewer than 10 Premier League appearances under his belt, he had the audacity to stand at the heart of the Bernabeu, where legends' names are whispered with reverence, and say, loud and clear, "I won, and I'll do as I please." What's brilliant is that he didn't overdo it. No over-the-top celebrations, no ridiculous provocation, just one small action, yet it felt like a punch to the pride of Real Madrid. And the best part? Skelly didn't do it to stir trouble, he did it because he genuinely believed he belonged there. In the first leg, Lewis Skelly played with poise and earned a rating of 7.5. Impressive for a player making his debut in a Champions League quarterfinal, but in the second leg, right at the Bernabeu, under intense pressure from the crowd and Real's star-studded lineup, Skelly was even better, scoring an 8.1. The numbers spoke for themselves. 100% success in aerial duels, 100% successful dribbles, 83% pass accuracy, and 8 out of 10 ground duels won. Those are not the stats of an inexperienced wonder kid. There's more. He made 4 ball recoveries, showing off his reading of the game, positioning, and remarkable composure for a teenager. More importantly, Skelly wasn't just defending, he was helping build Arsenal's possession play right in the heart of Real Madrid's fortress. With every passing minute, Lewis Skelly kept proving that he's no longer just a promising talent, but a crucial part of Arsenal's Champions League journey. This is the kind of quality rarely seen in young players. He shook the Bernabeu to its core with nothing but confidence. But don't get it twisted, Skelly is not arrogant. After the match, he shared a heartwarming comment. "Watching it on TV feels normal, but being there, you really feel how intense it is. As long as the team sticks together and supports each other, we'll be fine." A simple, heartfelt message, true to a young man touching the heights of football for the first time. Lewis Skelly also gave Arsenal fans a laugh with his cheeky jab at Antonio Rudiger. In one incident, Rudiger appeared to step on Skelly's stomach as he lay on the pitch, an action that sparked outrage but went unpunished by the referee. Skelly didn't speak out or make a scene. Instead, after the match, he posted a series of photos on Instagram, including the moment he got stomped, paired with a shot of him sitting, smiling, and checking his phone before the game. No words needed, but the message was loud and clear. Savvy fans picked up on it right away. Lewis Skelly doesn't need to say much to throw shade at Rudiger, and he does it with charm and class. Naturally, social media lit up. The comments rolled in. Why no red card? How did Rudiger get away with that? Meanwhile, Skelly just kept smiling. He knew winning on the pitch is the strongest message of all. Even a big name like Rio Ferdinand tipped his hat. On TNT Sports, the Manchester United legend couldn't hide his amazement watching Lewis Skelly help knock Real Madrid out and send Arsenal into the Champions League semi-final. Ferdinand said it plainly. Sorry, is he really 18 years old? Is that Skelly's actual birthday? He's freakishly calm on the ball and off it, still chatting casually on the phone before kickoff like it's nothing. Totally different level. He even joked, might want to check his passport. Could be he's already 22, no way he's still a teenager playing like that. And yes, it seems Arsenal may have struck gold with a diamond called Skelly. Some even say Lewis Skelly's presence at the Bernabeu echoed that of Yaya Touré back in the day. From the moment he stepped onto the pitch, he brought an energy that stadiums not used to, not fear, not hesitation, but pure confidence. A special kind of confidence, the kind that doesn't ask for permission. An 18-year-old boy with a youthful face stepped forward to challenge a historic footballing symbol. Not with theatrics, not with flashy highlights, but with simple, pure, and incredibly effective movements. In a photo taken beside the wall showcasing Real Madrid's 15 Champions League trophies, Skelly stood there smiling, as naturally as a student visiting a museum. Lewis Skelly never needed to exaggerate. With every turn, every ball recovery, he looked as if he were toying with the past, and that sent a cold, clear message. Your former glory means nothing to our generation. Throughout football history, there have always been those unexpected moments. A no-name player, a face never labeled as a superstar, stepping onto the big stage and exposing the emptiness behind legendary rituals. The Bernabeu has witnessed geniuses and painful defeats alike, but rarely has it faced a personality like Lewis Skelly, a true baller, without the need to show off. Skelly wasn't just playing football, he was dismantling the psychological framework Real Madrid had spent years building. Real laid the trap with belief in their legacy, and Skelly smiled and walked straight through it. A teenager wearing the number 49 on his back turned the Bernabeu into his playground on the night Arsenal shattered a 6-year semi-final curse. And look closely, it wasn't just energy. Lewis Skelly possessed something far more valuable, tactical intelligence far beyond his years. He read the game like a veteran, always positioning himself to break Real's attacking rhythm, as if he had been playing Champions League football for 5 seasons. In moments when Arsenal came under pressure, it was Skelly's quiet interceptions that helped the entire team and manager Mikel Arteta escape the press and regain control. Working alongside senior teammate Thomas Partey, Skelly formed an incredibly solid midfield pivot. It was no surprise that Jude Bellingham, Real Madrid's most anticipated star, was silenced by the maturity of this young lad. All of Real's youth-driven ambitions, from banners to strategy, were laid bare by Skelly, who, with his humble demeanor, dismantled them without mercy. Real Madrid entered the match with the mindset of a legendary team, but they crumbled because they were up against an opponent who didn't care about so-called ceremony. A team aspiring to greatness needs more than talent. It needs individuals willing to challenge history itself. That night at the Bernabeu, Lewis Skelly wasn't just a talented young footballer. He was the spark, the flame that helped Arsenal shake off their inferiority complex and believe they truly belonged. On a technical level, Skelly still has areas to improve. His aerial control early in the match was shaky, and some of his positioning was less than ideal. But that imperfection made his performance feel even more genuine. Elite football has never been about flawless perfection. The pitch is not a sterile lab. It's the stage where true character is revealed, a place where mistakes happen, and players must get up, try again, and sometimes create magic right after. That is why the moment Lewis Skelly shrugged his shoulder and let the ball glide past Bellingham so smoothly was more than just a beautiful touch. It was a statement, a slap in the face of the so-called untouchable fortress that is the Bernabeu. That moment wasn't just a highlight. It was a declaration that Arsenal's new generation is no longer on the outside looking in. They came, they fought, they conquered. No hesitation, no fear, just like that. No one knows how far Lewis Skelly will go in his career. Predicting the future of a young talent is always part expertise, part luck. But one thing is certain. On that night in Madrid, he left behind an image that will be talked about for years. A young footballer who did not bow to anyone, who did not believe in outdated legends, and who broke them down in the simplest way, by playing with his own instinct. Lewis Skelly reminded me of a character from a childhood manga, Sanja, the right back from Musashinomori High School. In the series, the main character is Tsubasa, but Sanja, despite only being a bench player for Japan's under-18 team, left a lasting impression with a special weapon few players possess: psychological warfare. Sanja was never the best in terms of technique, speed, or strength, but he almost never had a poor performance, whether it was a small match or a big one, because he always knew how to impose mental pressure on his opponent. What made people admire Sanja wasn't in the statistics, but in his consistency, resilience, and ice-cold mentality on the pitch. Real-life football is no different. Technical ability is not rare. Michael Laudrup is a perfect example. Someone once said, if training sessions were broadcast to the world, Michael might have been seen as the greatest footballer of all time. But here's the truth. Having technique is one thing, daring to showcase it in front of millions is something else entirely. On the pitch, it's not just a contest of skill, it's a psychological battle lasting over 100 minutes, including halftime. And that's exactly why players like Lewis Skelly, Those who carry a bit of recklessness, who refuse to conform, who fear no one, are the ones with the potential to go the distance, far beyond what any analyst report might suggest. He is not just a raw gem. Skelly is showing the world that talent is great, but true character is what sets you apart.